Welcome to this lesson where today we're going to learn about how to calculate the volume of prisms, specifically triangular prisms.
So you might be thinking, first things first, what is a prism? Well, a prism is any 3D shape with a uniform cross section. Uniform means the same. And that's why it's called, for example, a school uniform, because everyone wears the same thing. And the cross section of a shape is basically a flat face of a shape. I'll explain now. So this sounds complicated, this definition here, but all it means is that if you take an object and cut it somewhere, you will still be seeing the same shape as before you cut it. Let me show you some examples of prisms so we see what's going on, okay? So here's some examples. This Toblerone bar is a prism because if you look at the flat face at the front, that is a triangle. If you cut this bar, say here, and looked at the front again, you would still see the exact same triangle. Okay? Hope that makes sense. This can of Pringles here is also a prism because if you look at the top, you would see a circle. If you chop this can, say here, and looked at the top, you will still see a circle. And this packet of Polos is also a prism because if you look at this front face here, it's a circle. You cut the tube here, you would still be looking at a circle. So that's all a prism is. The formula for a prism's volume is actually given to you in the exam. It's in the front of all exam papers. You just do the area of the cross section, the flat bit you can see here, and you times it by the length here. That's all you have to do. So remember, that is very easy. Let's do an example then. We're going to focus on triangular prisms today. All right. So pause the video, draw this example, and then come back to me when you're ready to look at the answer. Okay, welcome back. So I know it's a prism, all right, because it says it's got a triangular cross section. So I always write the formula down. No, I wish I wouldn't write the formula down. The first thing I got to work out, look, all right, is the area of the cross section. So the cross section is actually this front bit you can see. This is the cross section. And we know, okay, that's definitely a triangle. All right. So let's do the cross section first. But to get the area of this shape, remember it's a triangle. So I have to do the base, which is 9, times the height, which is 4, and you have to half it. Remember, a triangle's area is base times the vertical height divided by 2. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 divided by 2 is 18. It'd be an area, so it'd be in centimeters squares. So remember that to find the volume. You take the cross section, which is 18 centimeters squares, and you multiply it by the length, which is here. The length is 8. And if you work at 18 times 8, you get 144. And it's a volume, so it's going to be in centimeters cubed, because volume means you count in the cubes in the shape. Okay, example 2. Pause it, write it down, come back for the answer. Okay, welcome back. So first things first, look. This is the cross section. It's a triangle. So you've got the cross section area. That is the base, which is 8, times the vertical height, which is 6, divided by 2. 8 times 6 is 48. 48 divided by 2 is 24. This time it's going to be meters squares because I've got meters in my units. And the volume, take the cross section and multiply by the length, So 24 times 12, I believe that to be 288 meters cubed. Easy. Okay, then. For the main task is here. There's 6 to do. I will warn you, okay, because this topic is quite easy. After you've done A and B, the numbers get quite big. So you have to use the box method for some of these, all right, and the bus stop method to half the triangle if you need to. All right, so I'll pause the video, have a go, and then come back to the answers on the next slide. Okay, welcome back. The answers are here, all right. If you got the large answers right, especially question E, you were doing a great job because these are tough questions. All right. So the checking question then. The volume of this prism. Well, actually, before I start talking about it, perhaps you should pause the video, right, write down what's important, and draw the shape as well, and then come back to me. Okay, welcome back then. So the volume of the prism is 440 millimeter cubes. Find the value of X. Final answer in centimeters. Okay, well, the first thing I notice about this shape is that I've got millimeters here and centimeters here. That's not going to make it work really, all right? I'm going to get them both in millimeters first, because remember, I remember that 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So if I'm going from centimeters to millimeters, I'm times it by 10. So this here is actually 11 millimeters high. All right. And here's my cross section. All right. So let me take a look at this now. Let's think about the cross section first because it mentions the volume. It's base times height divided by 2. 8 11s are 88 divided by 2 is 44. This would be millimeters squares at the moment. And now look, I don't know what X is, but I'm told the volume is 440. So I hope this makes sense now. The cross section times the length. Let me call this question mark instead, is it? 44 times something must equal 440. Okay, because the volume is 440. I hope we can see that the question mark has got to stand for 10, because 44 times 10 is 440. Sorry, 10? Yeah, it is 10, my fault. Yeah, 44 times 10 is 440. So X is 10. Remember, millimeters. So I want my final answer in centimeters. So hopefully we can see that 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So actually X is just 1 centimeter. And with that, we're done. Okay, so thanks for listening and watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.